Unraveling the meaning of an old fox in English. Hello everyone. Today, we're going to delve into a very interesting English phrase that you might come across in books, movies, or maybe in a conversation. The phrase is, an old fox. You might be thinking of the animal, right? But in English, when we call someone an old fox, there's a bit more to it. So, if you're curious to find out what this phrase means and how to use it in your conversations, keep watching. When we refer to someone as an old fox, we're not talking about their age or that they're an animal. In English, this phrase is a metaphor. A metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action that it does not literally denote, suggesting a comparison with that object or action. An old fox is a metaphor that usually describes someone who is very cunning, experienced, and sometimes deceitful. It often implies that the person has a lot of life experience and is able to use that experience in smart or sly ways to achieve their goals. Words and phrases in English often have a connotation. This means they carry feelings and associations beyond their literal meaning. The connotation of calling someone an old fox can be both positive and negative. Positively, it may respect their wisdom and savvy. Negatively, it could imply that they're tricky and not to be trusted. The way it's understood can depend on the context in which it's used, who is using it, and their tone of voice. To better understand how an old fox can be used, let's look at some examples. In admiration, you have to wake up pretty early to get a deal past Martin. He's an old fox when it comes to business. In caution, watch your dealings with Mr. Smith. He's an old fox and won't part with a penny more than he has to. In literature, the character of Odysseus from Greek mythology is often referred to as an old fox, because of his cunning nature and his strategic thinking. Now, how can you start using an old fox in your English conversations or writing? Remember, the key to using idioms like this one is to match them to the right context. Before you use an old fox, think about the situation. Is the person you're describing wise and crafty in a good way, or are they sneaky and deceptive? Once you have the context clear, you can practice by making up sentences or trying to describe someone you know who fits this description. That wraps up our exploration of the phrase, an old fox. We've learned that it's a metaphor used to describe someone with cunningness and experience. We also discussed its connotations and saw how it can be applied in different contexts. I hope you found this video helpful and that you can now confidently use an old fox in your English conversations. Don't forget to practice, and see you next time for more English language tips.